Flowering Love. Venus Friday Love Podcast. Episode 6. Recreating ourselves. A new you emerging.
Greetings, human beings. Welcome to Ancient Light Insights with Zayla Jaquel and Stardust. Yes, it is Venus Friday. We're in the midst of June Gemini season, the season of abundance, of full-blown creativity, communication, of expressing ourselves, of expanding our consciousness, because Gemini energy is all about expanding the consciousness. Highly intelligent sign that likes to learn, that is quick, that is witty, that is it's like an inner child, is playful, and that's what June is all about. We just experienced the summer solstice of 2022, so happy summer solstice. I hope that you went out and did your gratitude ceremony to the precious sun, the energy, life force, light that shines above us to bring us light into existing so that we can see with the physical eyes and also see with the inner first eye, because as we know, the sun, especially in the morning when you sun gaze, it opens up your consciousness. It stimulates serotonin, melatonin, sulfated vitamin D, coded information in the sunrise, warmth when it's cold. What could we do without it? Even the spectrums of the light. So on our previous episode 5, we were talking about entheogens as medicine for shadow work. Link will be in the description box. Check it out and see what that's about. We're not going to talk any more further about psychedelics. We did think that it would be an incredible topic to bring up. As a psychedelic integration coach that I am, I can speak on these things. I guide people in the before and after journey of a psychedelic plant or animal medicine. I've been trained to do this. I've also trained with several plant medicines in the jungle itself. We have also Stardust. He is well knowledgeable in many plant medicine and have done his work, and I personally can testify that myself. He have a lot of knowledge to share on this because he's incredible going through his journey and navigating.
So honored to be here.
Yes, me too. We're all going through the big shift. Even though we're in pure abundance season, it's really difficult to create this new self, recreate ourselves when so many blockages, so many challenges come our ways. Episode 4, Shadow Work. Incredible episode that I really recommend that you watch if you haven't, because shadow work is the root primordial thing to do in order to love ourselves in this journey of living true love and having more love in our lives. We will leave the link to that one as well so that you can check it out, because I really recommend it before you watch the entheogen episode, because it's not as important as to do the actual shadow work. Understand what it means first. So let's talk about, during these struggling times of incredible big shifts that we're going through, how do we navigate through them in recreating ourselves, this new you that you want to be now that you have the opportunity? How do we do that?
How do we do that? Indeed. So many different things to go through. The mud, the water of this journey, of this shadow work. Once you not complete, but once you work through a great majority of it, you're left with all these new questions about your life. New question of, who are you? Who is this new you? How do I define this person now? I'm not the same person I used to be after this whole entire shadow work journey. So who am I now? You know, you got to ask these questions. You got to really ponder on what it is that is you and what resonates with you. You may not want to do the things you used to do. There might be something, say, you like to go out to drink with your buddies every weekend. That may change with shadow work to where it's now you don't resonate with drinking alcohol and harming yourself, putting toxins in your body like that anymore. And you don't resonate with other people that do it. So now what is this new you going to do? How are you going to approach your friends differently now? How are you going to approach them with these new values that you have for yourself? And it's self-love to express those values for yourself, those changes for yourself to those people, because they have to know that you're not the same person that you used to be. So really take the time to sit with yourself and rediscover, who are you now? And what are you going to do from here on moving forward?
Psh, psh. Oh man, you nailed it. You nailed it. That's exactly it right there. All of those questions. Who am I? Who is this new me? Who are you now? Sometimes when we have this opportunity to recreate ourselves, we're like, well, who am I? I have to find out. And we go into this battle against our own flow because we have to find out so hard without us remembering where we came from, who we are. But the question is, who do you want to be? That's the question. Because we are creators, nevertheless. What do you want to be now that it's clear to you that you want to be something else, that you're going to have a different life? Who do you want to be? What are your passions? What is it you truly want to do? What are your dreams that you always thought were impossible to manifest? Knowing that you create your own reality. So in the past, I sat with myself. I was an actress. I used to do modeling. When I reinvented myself, when I recreated myself, I first had to go through the shadow work. We would not be talking about any topic here that we have not experienced. Let's make this very clear. Everything we speak on here is things we experienced ourselves and that worked for us. And we're only sharing our experience and our knowledge to see if it resonates. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is not to push anything on you. It's for you to open up and see what comes up that might match. For me, I felt a calling to do this shamanism work and this healing work for many multiple reasons. I encountered the plant medicines. I experienced death twice in my life. Twice. I know that it was a calling for me, for sure. I knew that there was patterns and things that I needed to change. So I remember when I came back from my trip from the Amazon jungle in Peru, and I sat in my living room with all this new experience that I have just gone through, this transformation, where I just got rid of every baggage that I've been carrying for years that displays and insecurities, fear, whatever, however it comes up for anyone. Things that didn't belong, and I was able to release them. And I felt like this empty little fairy feather, light, so light, almost ungrounded. So I needed to create a baseline for myself, a foundation. Who is this new me? If I'm no longer going to do this modeling and this superficial work, the calling of the death and the rebirth, the medicine, the ability to touch someone in my massage therapy and in my Reiki and just heal them, comfort them. All these gifts I was blessed with, born with. And I knew my calling. I'm here to serve. I'm here to do this work. I'm here to be the coach, this spiritual mentor, this integration coach, and to guide people in ceremony, sound healing, and to inspire with my dance and with my chanting when I channel. And I knew this was me. So from there, I wasn't like too lost and, oh my God, I have to find who I am. I just don't know yet. I said, this feels good. This is who I want to be. I'm just going to do it and reinvent myself. Whatever you need to do. Some people change their name just to help with that. Some people change their appearance, whether they get a haircut, grow a beard, or change the hair color and change the environment. Sometimes you gotta drop your old friends. Are you ready to do that? The habits of eating. Are you trying to clean yourself? This is how we reinvent ourselves and recreate ourselves, is first and foremost sitting down and writing down who was the old self. What do you relate the old self with? What were the things that the old self used to like doing? What were the friends and the things that the old self consumed? Maybe the old self liked to eat junk food. Maybe the old self will sit hours upon hours in front of the TV watching meaningless shows that are not nurturing your consciousness and feeding your mind with educational things that's going to improve your life. Maybe the old self had just very toxic relationships, attracting karmic partners, and the old self indulging in mundane activities. So in order to recreate yourself, write these things down, and then who's the new you? What do you want the new you to be like? Maybe you need to cut down on the fast food. The new you eats organic food. The new you is cutting down on alcohol. The new you is practicing mindfulness, meditation, maybe things you're not used to. You might say, I'm not used to doing this. Well, part of practicing these new habits is part of recreating yourself. So unless you give it a shot and you really put the part for it, how can you recreate yourself?
So true. So true. Getting people to have more perspective on this. Yeah. To add on to what she was saying there, it's how do you know what's right for you? And it's best to, like she was saying, write this stuff down, journal how you feel with this newfound persona every day. Get your emotions out, organize your thoughts, organize your energy around this type of practice, this type of rediscovery. Because as you're realigning, you're going to have a lot more questions come up, and you don't want things to just be chaotic and just flowing crazy, and you're not able to get a good grounded thought down and energy practice to really cement these discoveries and revelations. So really write it down. It helps you organize your thoughts and energy around this new you that you are discovering. As you're going through this, the people in your life that are not going through this at all may not even resonate with what you're going through, and they're going to question you. Don't let that deter you. Don't let that discourage you. Keep going on your path. They're going to question because they don't understand, because they're not on the same path as you right now. You're waking up. So as you're newly waking up, you're doing these new things that your old self never did, that people were used to. They're seeing this whole new side of you, and they're going to question it. They're going to try to challenge you. And that's another challenge that comes with rediscovering yourself, is that you're going to be challenged by other people, by the universe, by situations, experiences, to see if you really are going to step into that new version of yourself. So you have to really be vigilant. Be vigilant and give yourself love through this process, because those other people, those other situations that you come across that are going to challenge you are going to seem like they're not very loving. But that's what comes with the territory. You have to learn to get through it by you being that love, giving everybody else love, because they just simply don't understand. They're not on the same conscious level as you at the moment, which they will eventually. But you be the example, the guiding light, by going through this journey through faith and love for yourself and for others, and compassion for yourself and others, and gratitude that you're able to do this, that you have the resilience and the strength and the wisdom to move forward, and that no matter what, you're going to come out on the other side better than ever. Have faith.
That's so beautifully said and so important, because that's the biggest challenge, is the confrontations with the people when they see that you are recreating yourself. Just becoming the hermit in the tarot, the hermit is kind of like what we have to step into, the energy to step into when we recreate ourselves, because the outside influence might just keep you stuck. So be okay with taking a break from the same old patterns, the same habitual activities that are no longer resonating with this new you, because people are going to ask questions. Oh, what's going on with you? You don't go out anymore, you're just being lame, you don't want to go to the bar, or yo, what's up? Because this is what happens, right? Just be okay with saying, I need to take some time to myself. There's some things that I need to take care of, and I really need to focus. That's first and foremost before even getting into your recreation. No one needs to know this yet. You just need to become the hermit so that you can really, without any outside influence, sit down and write this old self that you're done with. Get very clear. Create these two characters. We are characters into existence, and execute those things, practice these things. And then when you're ready to have the uncomfortable conversation with a certain friend or certain family members, when the topic comes, hey, what's going on with you? Be very transparent and okay with just saying it. Get clear on your old character, the lower self that you need closure with, and say goodbye. Be clear on the new you. Be clear with that. Take the time now to become more creative. Maybe you played an instrument when you were younger, keyboard or a clarinet that is in the closet, and you remember as a child, you were like, oh my God. Maybe go in to open up your closets, and what do you have there that you used to do when you were younger that was a creative thing? Start doing that again. Because when we're young and when we're children, this is when we really work and play around the things that we're meant to do. Children are very in touch with the present moment and with their full creative force, because they live in the moment. They don't have worries, so they're not thinking of the past or any future. They're just like right here playing, and they know what they like. So when you're trying to find that question, like, who am I? Who am I? When it's just too much, tap into who were you when you were a child. Those moments when you were happy. What was your skill? What was that one thing you were really good at? You were really happy when you were doing that. And then somewhere along the way, with indoctrination and false belief systems from school systems and parenting, because the parents didn't know any better, we lost that along the way. And we forgot all about it. Tap into your inner child. Who was your inner child? What did your inner child like to do? Oftentimes when we tap with our inner child, it comes right up. It comes right up. Oh, I have this gift. I remember as a child, I always remember me as a child just loving to sing and dance and just, be creative. I used to love being creative, love sports. I was very sporty, like climbing trees. And I'm still, as an adult, doing that. Still climbing trees and hiking. I'm doing this sound healing and tribal trance dance. So now I took all these things as a child and I incorporated them in my healing work. That's going to take a little bit of disconnection from this old world. Even sometimes driving down the street. If you're used to always driving on a certain route, take another route. Because often when you start changing the things in the morning, do an intermittent fasting if you're not used to that. Maybe you wake up and do a big breakfast immediately in the morning. I don't eat until like 2 in the afternoon. So try to change that. I'm going to extend it a little bit and maybe drink more liquids, maybe a lemon water. I'm going to take this another route, because when we start opening and doing different things, other channels open, other portals open for us, and opportunities that will help align us with that we're trying to create will encounter us. But we got to get out of that old path that we've been navigating in order for those things to come. And these are the new friends later on that we will meet. Leave a link to all these podcasts that we've spoken about. Make sure you're subscribed. So I'm going to pass it on to Stardust. I want him to just get a really good wisdom in close up for us.
Thank you, my lovely Zyla Jaquel. Love that. Thank you very much. So beautifully said. And I so resonate with it so much. What I want to add to that for everybody here is that get used to this forgiving yourself a lot, because you're going to make mistakes along the way. You're going to get used to new things. Your body, your mind is not used to this new version of yourself. You're in a way reprogramming your entire way of being. You're so used to that old way, and it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. So just be easy on yourself, be graceful with yourself, embrace the sucky nights that you're going to go through this, and you're just going to cry in your pillow, let it out, express it, because you're releasing that old version of yourself through these tough times of change and these struggles of creating your new self. So, like we were saying before, develop a practice, a routine of new things that your old version has never done, so that you can get your mind used to these new routines, these new ways of being, and it becomes a new habit, and your mind has something new now to focus on. Okay. It's not focused on the same comfortable in the box type of routine that you're used to. It's now expanding out of the comfort zone and exploring new horizons with this new version and the new practices that you adopt. So just be easy on yourself. Know that it takes time. It's not going to be something that happens overnight like that. You have to work at it. You can't just have instant gratification and have this stuff just fall into your lap for yourself. Be easy and work at it, and don't give up. I promise you there is a light on the other side of the tunnel. I am giving you all so much love, because I know that collectively we all have to go through this. And I wish you nothing but the best and all the blessings along your journey during this time.
You nailed it again with forgiveness. to the point where actually that's what we need to talk about in the next episode, because we can't even move forward until we forgive ourselves and everyone else, and that is the main step of shadow work. So let's touch on forgiveness on our next episode, and then blend it into how do we navigate with the people around us when we're recreating ourselves. But forgiveness, thank you so much. See, this is why I do this with you, my beloved Stardust, because you're just so incredibly insightful and full of wisdom. Forgiveness, how can we skip that part? That's like the most important thing, is forgiveness. So let's focus on forgiving ourselves. Sit down and write these characters. And then on the next episode, we're going to talk about forgiveness. How to forgive ourselves for everything. For walking away from the old self. For having to cut people off if necessary. For having to do changes that our loved ones and our old friends might not like what we're going to do. Being able to be kind to ourselves and forgive yourself for it and say, I'm going to do this anyway because it's the right thing. And also forgiving those who have a problem with it, so that you don't feel affected by the judgments of others or the projection of others just because they choose to not expand their consciousness and move forward in their life, and you do. Let that one sink in for now about the characters, and we will come back with forgiveness, which is the most important thing of all. So thank you, dear. Forgiveness and gratitude to me are the two main words, like my mottos. Forgiveness, unconditional love, compassion, gratitude. First and foremost is gratitude, because if we're not grateful for anything, then we can't even forgive ourselves. So let's start with gratitude in life. Let's be grateful that we're even alive here to experience this wild roller coaster journey called life. Because there's a million sperms and one ejaculation for a man. And a single little sperm is a human being that could have come through fruition. So it's only the first sperm that comes to life. That means you were that first sperm. Makes you a winner already. It gives you a reason to say, hey, I am meant to be here. You won that race. It just makes you a winner. So never give up and know that you're not alone in the journey of self-love. Turning your heart to a compassionate, loving space here in your chest. And just keep on with your chin high. We will continue to be here with you through this journey, navigating our lives, to really develop your ability to really truly love authentically, truthfully, and also to have more love in your life, true love. Know that you are amazing exactly how you are. Ahoa namaste. Until the next one, enjoy the summer. Get out and soak up the sun.